Hello my fellow warriors and welcome to this new video. For this one I wanted to take a quick break from map guides as I wanted to give you guys another kind of guide. There are quite a lot of newer players in my FU base, so my friends, today's video is for you. Of course, if you're a seasoned War Thunder veteran, you can still learn a thing or two in this one, or if you're feeling generous, you can also give your 2 cents about the topic in the comments in case I forgot to mention something. Like every other time, if you find this video helpful, funny, amazing, or if you just enjoy it, feel free to toss a like at it, share it, or consider subscribing to the channel for even more. So, today I wanted to address a very simple question, yet very complicated to answer for War Thunder rookies: which nation to choose? Spoiler alert, do what the fuck you want. You will die anyway. There is no god. Bye. See ya. How could this happen to me? Oh, of course not, don't worry. I mean, you'll die anyway, as all humans do, but that's the topic for another time. In all seriousness, for newer players, it can be quite intimidating to choose a nation to play since there are quite a lot to choose from now in War Thunder, and even more when looking at the tank roster for each nation. But worry not, I shall try to give you as many guidelines as possible for you guys to pick a nation and enjoy the game depending on what you like. Let's go! U.S.A. can be quite a good nation to start with since they are quite easy to play but tricky to master. This means that you can definitely improve at the game because US tanks will ask you to aim at weak spots, understand how to effectively tank shells by hull angling, and have a lot to tank to choose from. The downside of U.S.A. is that they have too much tanks to grind through, so it will take you quite some time to climb up the ranks. Plus, their top tier tanks are a bit below average in the meta, so in my opinion, not really worth the time to get to. British tanks are weird, and I definitely won't recommend them to a new player. They are not particularly good in low tier, although you can have some fun if you know what you're doing, but they shine when you start to get APDS shots. You won't have any problems penetrating at all for your target, but the post-pen damage is very limiting, increasing your TTK, time to kill, and forcing you to aim carefully at each member of the crew to kill someone if you don't manage to ammo rack them. Furthermore, they have one of the worst top tier lineup, China, of the game, so playing them is quite tricky, but with the addition of the South African tanks, they are quite fun to play when you get to the Ruicats. Now, if you're looking for an easy entry in War Thunder with plenty of tank to choose from, good lineups and very good firepower, Germany is clearly the best nation to start with. Lots of tanks, all of them are good, solid lineups, iconic tanks, and the best top tier tanks of the game. People disagreeing with everything I just said are either jealous or purely stupid. If you want a night's experience, easy to play while learning the basics of War Thunder, Germany is a no-brainer. Japan is also in a weird spot. They have good firepower like Germany, but they lack a bit in the mobility department as well as lacking a bit of armor. However, once you get to 7.7, you start to get some real fun with very potent tanks, yet not amazing. In my opinion, everyone sleeps on Japan, and I really think they are one of the strongest nations of the game, but they require a lot of experience to play right and not to get face fucked, basically. So, if you are a new player, I suggest you first start with Germany, and then come back to Japan when you have a bit more experience. For newer players, Russia is also a very good nation to start with. Iconic tanks, lots of choice, average firepower, but they are mostly known for their very tanky tanks. It's funny to say, tanky tanks. Kinda like Marky Mark. Come on! But clearly, Russian tanks are not very mobile. They often lack a reverse gear, so be careful not to overextend or you won't be able to retreat quickly. But as I said, they compensate with a lot of armor. Their top tier lineup is also very strong, but they tend to rely too much on their armor and not enough on the other compartment of a tank, such as turret travel speed, gun depression, etc. The speedy boys of the game. Lots of their tanks are imported US tanks, and their original designs are more about the memes than actual performances. The whole nation is about memes, actually. R3s, Fiats, and the Automagic illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. Also, their top tier lineup have the best shell in the game, but they have no armor whatsoever. So, like, no f***ing armor. Nothing. At all. But they are fast as fuck. Don't play China. Don't. Just don't. Really. As I'm French, I can only recommend you to play France. Best nation of the game. Period. No, seriously, France is a very good nation with very good tanks and unique designs, but they cost a lot to play. If you play them without a premium account, and if you're average at the game at most, you will literally lose money when you play France 7.0, so be aware. But they have one of the best top tier tanks in the Leclercs. Autoloader is the name of the game for France, and dear god, it's good. And last but not least, Sweden. Swede tanks are fun, have excellent firepower and godlike gun depression in the lower tiers. They have very unique tanks in the STRVs 103, but they tend to fight you because of their broken hull aim mechanics. Otherwise, they have the best tank of the game with the STRV et Untitled Chapter, which are basically Leopards 2A5s with enough hull armor to not get pinned by anything. So yes, Leopard 2A6 got that dreaded L55 cannon, but come on, at this point it's just overkill. Okay, to conclude the video guys, I'd like to address a special notion. I basically gave you some points about what are the goods and bads of each nation, but keep in mind that in the end, every tank plays the same as the other. Some are faster, stronger, or have better guns, but remember that they are fundamentally the same thing. Don't feel forced to choose only one nation. You can play all of them at once if you want. Sure, you won't get in top tier anytime soon if you don't focus on only one nation at a time. Even more if you choose not to use premium, but in the end, you are the only master of your fate. You can very well choose to unlock and play a tank just because you think it looks cool, and who cares? You are the one who makes the decision. So lastly, if you want an easy time getting into the game, play Germany, Sweden or Russia. When you're more experienced with the game, play Japan, France or USA. If you're bored with the game and are looking for a new challenge, play Italy or Great Britain. What? What do you mean I forgot one nation? What the f*** is China? Anyway, my boys, that's it for today. If you experienced players want to add something about any nation, feel free to mention it in the comments below. It would greatly help new players as well as the channel. As for me, dear friends, as always, I'll see you in my next map guide, and in the meantime, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.